West Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers.
There's only one mantra that you all need to know. That's that one over there. See Todd, bye Todd.
Hey, what are you doing here? There's only one thing you should know. And that's See Todd, Bye Todd, and it's West Coast Wednesday. And I'm your host on the West Coast Avengers. Hi, everybody. Let's say hello to the friends in the chat, which is right over here. I don't like this light placement. Light placement's one of the hardest things to deal with the stupid goddamn internet. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hello there, Tyler. Tyler is asking you just to behave, and you know what that means. It means if you say something stupid, Davey gonna spank you. Hello there, Sean. Good evening, my friend. Ken Dog's in the house, always on his best behavior. Well, we will find out about that. By the way, I want to thank my unofficial sponsor for tonight, Timber City Ginger Beer, the seasonal flavor of apple rose petal. It's quite tasty. It's quite tasty. Yes. Hello there, Andy. Happy hump day. Then do the... I just lost the entire rhythm of Humpty Hump. Do me, baby. Do the... I got it back. Do the Humpty Hump. Hello, Kate. Oi. Good morning from Australia. Hey, David. David's in the house, still only 35 cents. Good morning, David and Turok fans from Australia. There you go. Oh, hello. Good evening, Josh. I don't know either. Good evening, Tony. What's up? Brulin's in the house. I did not hit those notes correctly the other day. Yeah, sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't. See Dave, kiss Dave. Hello, Kazra. Congratulations on obtaining one Scottish legend, Jesse Jamie. The producer with the most. Yes, hit the friggin' like, show Dave some love, or like the friggin' hit. I don't know what that means. Brico's in the house. She sells sea Todds by the seashore. There we go. I got you, Joe. Look at that. Yes, you may, Brian. Davey at your service. Somebody's been watching too many Maddie sales. I prefer birch beer myself. Oh, I prefer butterbeer. Hogwarts. Derek Strom in the house. What up? Speaking of Scottish legends, we've got Rob McCallum in the house. Oi. I just did all of them. Rasta Bob in the house. What part of Jamaica you from? What movie? Down by the beach, boy! That's an easy one. That's a gimme. Sam McClurg in the house. Just hanging out tonight, chilling. I didn't really load up the wall with anything fun to look at besides still have a couple of copies of The Many Faces of Jack Kirby left over. Outer Worlds, cheers. And as always, I've got trusty H2O, 2 parts hydrogen. It looked like I had a Cheeto in my beard. What's going on there? 1 part oxygen. Ugh, aye. Wow, nobody guessed that. All right. Nobody guessed the line from the movie. That was the first prize for the giveaway, or the first giveaway prize. How's everybody doing tonight? I really actually, the lights are fun to look at. You know, with the lights out also, Kate, it's less dangerous. I can change the lights. What do you guys want? You guys want, I can do, y'all want a single say, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. We can do a scene. Let's see, how about Aurora Borealis? I don't know how that's the aurora. Oh, well, there you go. I don't like the aurora. How about a meteor? No, that's hella distracting. Sunrise? Sunset. Sunset. If that beard Cheeto looked like a Charizard, I'd have a lot of money. Yeah, people are doing stuff like that now. It's wildly stupid. Wildly. You can totally listen to Corn right now, and I will not be offended. What's this? Share your referral link. I don't want to share a referral link. Leave me alone. Anything but strobe. Fair enough, fair enough. Give me something sexy. I don't know. Look, it's all this stuff I get to choose from. Deep sea. We're going into the deep sea. Donnie Boy, sorry. Danny Boy is a different thing. Danny Boy is, oh, Danny Boy. Not Donnie Boy McCoy. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's well. I'm doing okay. You know, I got really nothing to complain about. I did enjoy the newest Daredevil episode, which came out last night. I can't believe Thanos showed up, snapped his finger, and Matt Murdock's no longer blind. Show over. You know? It ain't cool unless you keep a spare Cheeto in your beard, Sean. Like your last name. I keep my Cheetos in the couch. It's gone to plaid. So yeah, I'm gonna do some giveaway tonight. Let's get those words back here. I'm gonna do some giveaways tonight. I'm gonna move this here. Big thanks to the friends that donated some stuff. Trip donated the brand new Santos Sisters hardcover from. This is like they're like Greg and Fake. I don't understand the name. I don't like when people do that. It's like when Mick G became a director. Like, no. Sting is okay. It's a verb. But I'm going to give away this sealed hardcover. Our friend Ken on Bass, donated a copy of Savage Street Vigilante to give away, the Jimmy Mahfood brand new book that's awesome. I am going to give away one of these Maria Wolf signed Doom prints. You can see it signed right there. Y'all saw me get it signed at Emerald City Comic Con, if you watch that video. And big thanks to Justine Pisker. She sent me a whole bunch of prints. I'm going to give away the Notorious B.I.G. Print by Ed, that this is an homage to Marvel Universe Series 2 and obviously Hip Hop Family Tree. So let's see. Cheesier's in. Hello. Better late than never. Do those have blacklight feature? Brian, I don't think they do. I don't think so. Because I haven't looked through the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure no. Which would be great, but I do not think so. Rich is in the house, Big Nasty. I'm going to watch it tonight. I've really enjoyed it so far. Yeah, Daredevil's been fantastic. It really has. After those first 15 minutes on that first episode, which was wishy-washy at best, by the second episode, it was really good, and then obviously kicked into high fucking gear after that. Yeah, that would be nice, but the season's over next week, so you ain't getting 2 more episodes, Rob. You're only getting 1, unless you create your own fan-made 10th episode. Maria Wolf is incredible, 100%. Love her. Glad to hear it, Rich. Dude, rad dudes. Diggity, but Heather has jumped the shark. I don't know what Heather is. Who's Heather? There's no Heather. What's Heather? What's happening? Who's Heather? Did you take all of your money out of the stock market and put it into comics, Josh? Luckily, I know stonks. I know own stonks. I have like a 401k that's barely really anything, so I'm not worried. No stonks. Oh, Heather's his girlfriend. Okay. Yeah, she's kind of annoying. She is. Yeah. What's up, Mark? Hope your vacation was good. Yes, Savage Street Vigilante is such a dope book, and I'm happy to give one out tonight. Yeah, no, you're probably right. I that's how much I don't like her, is I don't know her name. Heather Glenn. Not to be confused with Heather Graham, who is not annoying. I put all my money into Turox. I've been doing that since 1993. Don't need stocks when you have Turok. Don't need stocks when you have Turok. That, Derek, is the new theme for 2025. They can destroy the economy all they want. He can destroy the economy all he wants, but they cannot take our Turoks. And who needs stocks when you have Turok? Good to hear it, Mark. Hey, Dave, you may have already said this before, but what was the first book I ever seen that made me drool over a cover? Actually, Donnie, I don't think somebody's ever asked me that. Some people have asked me what was the first book I bought. It's probably, it's a 1-2 punch of Wolverine 1, Buscema, Patch, Wolverine standing on the pile of bodies. And the first McFarlane cover I think I saw was, I'm forgetting the number. Is it ASM 3? Whatever the cover is that had Hobgoblin and Green Goblin. 314? It's not 315 or 316. I think it's 313 or 314. And then obviously after that. But Wolverine #1 was definitely like the one that kind of sold me on wanting to read comics. It's now a shirt. There you go. There you go, Tyler. Please send me one. That's awesome. Yeah, I should have gotten some merch for Savage Street, but I have so many fucking shirts, Comics are kind of like their own stock market. Sean, you're not lying, but you know me. You watch this show. I definitely don't think of it that way. I do think of comics being, stuff being worth money. I'm not an idiot. But I don't like treating them like that. Even original art, as much as I am holding a lot of it because I know the value of it and I enjoy it. So it's a double-edged sword. But I try not to, think of it that much. Is it 312? Because 311 is Mysterio. And 313, either way, yeah, it's 312. Okay. Yeah. There are other covers like that I was already collecting comics that made me fall deeper in love with the art form. I can't even tell you what the first Kirby cover I saw was, but I want to say outside of Fantastic Four #1 and X-Men #1, because like those are on the cards, they were on the Marvel Universe cards. But I think I had seen FF49 when I was a kid, and that really stuck in my head. Because it's different seeing the actual book versus seeing the card. Comics are on stock market, but you should not treat them that way unless you want to go broke and suck all the joy out of it. Cheesier, you can't be more right than that. What was the first tattoo and how old were you when I got it? Greg, first tattoo is, it says nice face, and I got it when I was 24 because I was afraid to get tattoos, and then once I got one, I was like, oh, this is nothing, until I got my leg tattooed. That one hurt like a bitch, and then your elbow is not a fun place to get tattooed. Rich, you can just shoot me an email. They're $50 for the set. I have one set of matte left, and then I have only second volume glossy. I only have 2 copies of the first volume. But yeah, they're $60 shipped for the pair. And that'll go priority mail, and the donation will be made to the Kirby Foundation. 313 is Lizard, crossover, right. 311 is Mysterio, 312. 311, that would be all mixed up. And I wouldn't know what to do, Kate. Next thing I turn around, I find that person is you. 311's got the boom, y'all. Hey, what's up, brother? Jesus in the house. Everybody needs to check out, oh my God, how did I just blank on your goddamn podcast? Oh, I'm a bad person. Just put it in the chat. I thought comics were fun, enjoyable reading. Hey, I picked up my books today. I'm not reading too much, but I picked up Absolute Batman. I picked up The Moon is Following Us. And I picked up, it's in my other room, a book that was only printed in Spain, and now it's being printed in English. And I'll go get it. Hold on. You guys can still hear me while I walk into my bedroom and go to my stack of comics and pick them up, even though I'm not on screen. Here we go. So this just came out today. This is Black Star from Alien Books by Juan Jimenez. And this was only printed originally, I guess, in Spain. And now it's here in the US, and it's supposed to be really good. The art, very heavy metal, Mobius, that kind of style. And yeah, I'm excited to read that. By the way, if you do have a podcast or you have your own channel, you're always welcome to put it in the chat, you know, or if you have something on Instagram like Kate with the Comic Underground, you're always welcome to promote it here. The only thing you're not allowed to promote here is fascism. Hey, Rob, you live in Toronto. It gets cold there. You are totally in the right for getting into the sock market. I still read these. Yeah, you can, Derek. There's words and pictures. Dupe. Like how they're up and down market times. I see what you're saying, Sean. And that's, like I said, it's totally valid. Totally. There's no invalidity in that statement. The closer to the armpit you get, the more burns. Also, Sean, the closer that you get to raw nerve endings or non-fatty or muscle tissue, like, you know, the front of my leg, which I got the Batman Joker on, or the Godzilla one on my thigh. Man, there's some pain involved in there. But yeah, the closer to the armpit, it really fucking sucks. Tyler, I'm not ready to announce it yet because it's not set in stone. But the idea and the beginnings of the plans have started for the next fanzine, the next zine, the next fanzine. It's an interesting idea that I had, and I don't know if I'm going to. I started reaching out to certain people about it, so not yet. Dave McKean covers for me and Brian Bolland on Animal Man 5, Biz on Doom Patrol. I'm not familiar with the Biz Doom Patrol cover, per se, but I know the Animal Man 5, and then obviously Dave McKean stuff on Sandman and all that stuff he was doing, and that shit's amazing. Amazing. McKean is a unicorn. Jesus Talk with Fausto was great. That, I actually didn't get to listen to that, but I should. Transformers, more than meets the guy. Wait, what was the Transformers in referral to? I'm not sure. Was it the fanzine? I didn't make it to the shop today, but there's new Transformers in facsimile of that icon. Oh yeah, that's right. The chain breaking Superman. Yeah, I didn't pick up too much this week. I don't read too much monthly, you know. I prefer to read and trade in hardcover. Oh, hands down. NSDC, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jesus. Sometimes I just blank on names. Sometimes I blank on my own name. I'm like, is my name West? There we go. Yeah, we love the NSDC here. I'm trying to think. There was one episode where I was yelling at you guys, but with you guys. It was something at the end of last year. That's generally, if I'm listening to a podcast, I'm either, you know, most times I'm yelling with. Sometimes I'm yelling at, like, no, or, you know, yelling with. It's definitely one of those podcasts where you can find 3 different opinions. A lot of times, you know, they're parallel to each other, and sometimes they're not. And it's a fun podcast to listen to. You know, if you're into hobby stuff, or you're just into hearing 3 dudes who are friends that live in one apartment and shit's about to get real. Oh, congratulations, Big Nasty, 100 subscribers. Trip to New Zealand coming up in May. Anyone digging on that side of the world? Oh yeah, that's right. Sean had asked me that, and I'm like, I know nothing about New Zealand comic shops, if there are any. I know more about Lord of the Rings and the musicians there. The first comic cover I ever saw was Todd Spider-Man 1, and that book doesn't exist. I don't ever get into comics. Which, Tyler, there's a bunch of copies out there. Oh, did I pick up Transformers? No, Greg, I'm actually reading that in trade, even though I shouldn't be. I should be buying the single issues to support Daniel Warren and his, not going to finish that sentence, and Jorge Corona. How many collections do I have in the hopper for future videos? Micah, actually 0. But I have 1, 2, 3 videos shot. Oh, that's what I'm doing this week. I'm doing another retailer roundtable this week. On Friday, I'm shooting that. That's not going to be live. That's going to be taped. It's going to be Django and Jeff from Comics Place, Aaron from Now or Never in San Diego, and Debbie from Excalibur in Portland. I may try and get that out this weekend. If not, I got a small CGC submission back this week, and I did the unboxing yesterday, and I filmed that. Plus 2 other videos in the hopper that are coming: top 10 Todd McFarlane Spawn covers and top 10 Greg Capullo Spawn covers. So those are fun. I'm trying to lean into the fact that there is a heavy presence of this guy on my channel, and can't hurt. Those videos do pretty well generally for me. A while back, you had these insane high-graded Spideys. I slowly have been selling them, but grading the real high ones. So, I'd gotten the ASM 14. That one was a 9.2 and I sold that. The ASM 4 was an 8.0. I sold that. Whatever the Enforcer, Joe the Enforcer, whatever issue that is, 18. I graded that. I got that at 9.0. I sold that. I have not graded some of the other high grade keys, because the thing, I look at it this way, is I don't need to rush to grade or sell high grade Amazing Spider-Man books, because they never go down. They never devalue. There's nothing you could do to devalue the first 50 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. You literally put out a movie of Tom Holland spanking his own ass and Sandman watching and going, hey, and it wouldn't devalue any of those books. So, I keep those for when I feel like, that's good. Yeah. Tyler had sent me a picture of the package I sent him for the books that he bought last week, and it looked like the USPS had run it over while it was in a puddle. But, I do what I can. Yeah. No, I know he's there's not a ton left, but man, he has put his mark on that book and on the characters. And I can't wait to see them influence, like, I know there's an action figure coming out supposedly with the Megatron arm, and I might actually pick that up. Speaking of Transformers, Mr. Calvin Yetimus is in the house. Hello there, sir. Drop a like for my freshly balding head and my trimmed beard. First book I ever got was from my older cousin. It was Silver Surfer #1. Oof. Yeah, that'd be a nice first book. And I'm assuming by the finish of that sentence, it was the Buscema Silver Surfer, not the, what was it, Marshall Rogers did the first issue of the 3rd volume? Well, the fact is, he's only done 10 covers, right? Maybe less. So it would just be the Larson covers. I might do a top 10 Larson cover, like just his entire career, but I don't own all the Savage Dragon run, and I don't want to leave some out because I don't own them. Well, there's, more Todd talk coming, hopefully, maybe one day. Oh, thanks, Rich. Yeah, the new cards, everybody who's bought something from me gets at least 1, maybe even 2. Yes. Yeah, I love, I've only been to the store once, Now or Never in San Diego. If you're in San Diego, please go to Now or Never Comics. Aaron owns it. Aaron Trites, T-R-I-T-E-S. Anyway, and Zach works there. They're good people, great store. The one time I did go in there, like I said, it was just like I could have spent all day in there. So yeah, check them out if you're in Southern California. Classic USPS. I mean, look, just because I work there, that shit happens. But we got to make sure that the USPS stays a service for the people and not privatized, friends. Actually, we'll talk about something in a second. 100%, yes, yeah. There's no short of people that want them. And arguably, I would say Amazing Spider-Man is the most popular run of comics that people put together, because it's somewhat obtainable. Like, you can't really put together a Batman run unless you've got a lot of cash or you've been collecting it, for 50, 60 years. And X-Men is good, but like nobody really gives a shit about the reprint era, which is like those 25 issues. And yeah, Amazing Spider-Man is the run that everybody wants. Am I investing in anything particular? Absolutely not. I don't invest really. No, I ain't got that kind of money to really invest. What up, Andrew? Andrew's in the house. Kazra, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I don't want to really spend money at the con. I want to go, but at the same time, like, I don't know. The guest list is pretty stacked. I bought a 3-day ticket, but I haven't committed to going. It's something I got to figure out in the next 2 weeks. Hearing the word Hopper, back to this. I don't remember that. I'm sure I do if I saw them. Get to the Hopper. Kate. Oh, there we go. I've got tickets to go see Incubus and Manchester Orchestra at Red Rocks. I've got a ticket to go see Nine Inch Nails in Vancouver, Canada. Brand new in Seattle and Portland. And that's it for now. I think. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm waiting for Radiohead to announce this tour so I can stress the fuck out about it. What about you? Not really. I mean, I don't, there's a couple things that I'll always buy. Like put it this way, I've got a shit ton of Invincible. It comes out little by little. There's no reason for me to unload. If I ever find a collection of Invincible, I will buy it. I've been doing that for 3 years now. And I have an Invincible #1, but that's PC type stuff. Garth Wong, what up? You think you'd be able to go to Heroes and not spend money? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And last year I spent too much money. But I had a great time. Heroes is by far the best comic convention, but it's also a 5.5 hour flight. I do not fly anything other than direct because I flew for a living for years, so I'll never take a layover unless it's international. And so the flight options are not the best from Seattle. No. I mean, I may pick up the Liam Finn record even though I already have it, but I want to support Liam. But yeah, I've kind of been out of the record collecting game for a while now because it's very much mirrors the comic book collecting sphere. They overdid it with variants and the quality went down, and that started during COVID. Heroes Con, yes, 100%. It's all comics and every so many artists and writers imaginable, from indie to the old guys like JR and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely the best. If I need a comic tour in Colorado, holla. All right, yeah, I'll let you know. I'm probably gonna go for 2 or 3 days, as long as things stay normal. Yes. Oh, well, I mean, look, Nine Inch Nails has never, Trent and Atticus have never phoned in a soundtrack, despite what people have against Jared Leto. The guy's actually not a bad actor. He really isn't. I mean, you look at he was really good in that role he had in Blade Runner. He was really good in Dallas Buyers Club. We all liked him. I mean, a lot of people liked him in My So-Called Life. It's just the Joker thing kind of soured a lot of people towards him. Rightfully so. That was a fucking weird ass role. What's happening? Why is this freezing up? Why can't I get off? There we go. Of course, when I'm going live, my internet fucks up. Not during the day when I'm working and I'm streaming YouTube and I'm streaming podcasts and listening to music. It's always fine then. Now, whenever I'm live, it goes fucked. Oh, that's right. She just released a new album, and obviously that means tour. She's probably great live. Awesome, go. Yeah, I got Seattle and Portland. Haven't seen them since obviously they went away, but I got to see them in their last New York show, whatever that was, 2017 in Brooklyn. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. That's why, Derek, to confuse people. Vancouver, Washington's right over the river, and it is the first town in Washington over the Oregon border. And then obviously the biggest city from north of Bellingham is Vancouver. Host of Direct Edition only takes direct. Exactly. Speaking of Direct Edition returns next week with an interview with a musician that I really love, Chris Farron. Chris Farron was the lead singer, co-founder of Fake Problems. He is the singer of Antarctico Vespucci, and he is a solo tour. He tours under his name. He's also a really good artist, and I own a piece of his artwork. It's really funny. So that's going to be a great episode. I've recorded another episode, so the 14th episode of the season, and it's a story. It's a story about my time with the USPS as a mailman. And if everything goes right, I've got another interview on the books for this coming week. Somebody that everybody knows in the comic space, but I'll wait until it happens to announce it. Well, Rich, if I'm there and you see me, say hello. We're gonna do a giveaway in just a minute. Why don't we get that? Why don't we do the first giveaway is gonna be the Savage Street Vigilante. So just hashtag Mahfood, 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 but spelled Mahfood. Blink-182 is touring with Alkaline Trio and they're not coming. That's probably going to be a fun tour. You got to travel to see it. Matt Skiba, right? Skiba? And wasn't he in Blink-182 and what's his name left? Or am I thinking of a different band? And Skiba's not an Alkaline Trio, but I think Fight Club. Yeah, he was great in Fight Club. Leto. Jordan Catalano, exactly. You know, he's great in Requiem. I watched it once when it came out. Never again. Or maybe twice. Never again. That is a very great, like, dark fucking movie, but yeah, too dark. Jared Leto is 53. Man, that he eats stem cells, it's clear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a cult leader. Been collecting vinyl for 25 years and definitely got goofy as record store day. Yeah, and the thing is like, I'm glad that some of these records have gotten repressed, but the quality has totally gone fucking down. And the exploitation variant bullshit, it's the same thing that the comics have done. And I don't really have a problem with variants completely because it does give artists that may not get cover work, but the big two abused it and they exploited everybody and they abused it to the point that it damaged comics permanently, you know. And I'm going to be addressing a lot of this stuff in the retailer roundtable that I'm filming this week. I think everybody's going to enjoy hearing from these comic store owners. I'm basically going to lead them to water and let them kind of talk with some topics, but variants. I want to talk about certain publishers. I want to ask them, if they think not just the tariffs, but Todd raising the prices $1 finally, which is really not a big deal because he's kept his prices so low for long. But yeah, I've got some interesting questions for them. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a giveaway for this. Yeah, Micah, he's doing good. He's back doing cons. He did 3 cons last month. Yeah, I talked to him somewhat often. We spent a lot of time together in Pittsburgh last year, and it was really good to hang out with him. And yeah, Jim's good. I think understandably, for anybody that doesn't that didn't watch kayfabe, I mean, he was on YouTube every day, and he just doesn't want to be in that space anymore. And I don't blame him. This is not an easy space to be in when anything you're perceived as done wrong and you have a big audience, Question is, how many miles would I not travel for a concert? Kate, that's a good question. I mean, I've traveled as far as Scotland and Scotland. That's the farthest I've traveled for a show. I almost went to go see Tom York last year in Japan, but it was like a couple of days after I got to Tokyo and I was just too exhausted to like figure out getting to a show and trying to get back at night in a place that I had only been for 3 days. Skiba's, you're right. Okay. Right. Okay. What's his face? Exactly. I think Swag said there were 350. I saw that in his thumbnail today. That's fucking ridiculous. Spawn got its first price hike. Right. And like $2.99 to $3.99, not a big deal when the big two are charging $4.99. All right, let me share the screen and we'll do the first giveaway, which is going to be for the Savage Street Vigilante, which was graciously donated by Ken on bass. Hashtag Mahfood. Look, this is, if you're not familiar with Jim's art, or you're not familiar with what this is a Batman bootleg comic. I mean, and Jim's art is just, you've never seen anything like it. He's got a style on his own, and each copy, this was part of a Kickstarter, each copy signed on the back cover. And I will ship this anywhere in the world. The 2 prints that I'm giving away, I'm going to keep to US only, just because of the shipping costs. All right, we'll give it away in 5. Oh, yeah, in 4, on 3, 2, 1. And while that's, I'm going to grab a pen and some Post-its, just so I can write this down. Alex Gonzalez, hell yeah, brother. Alex is, I mean, he's an OG. Alex is an OG Dave Angelino. I think Alex has been part of this community, my community, for 3 years, if not more, Alex. Always appreciate you, my dude. And the cool thing is Alex primarily collects Batman, so, you know, that works out because it's a Batman bootleg. So yeah, hell yeah, congrats. Yeah, Pete, I know it's tough. The reason is because, like, you can approximate, I mean, I'm sure you know this and you understand, but you can approximate cost of, you know, one book or pretty much anything in the US within $1, right? Canada, not so much. Like, I can ship stuff to somebody like to Rob McCallum in Toronto, it'll cost me $25-30 or whatever, and then I could ship something to somebody in Vancouver and it can only cost me $12, so it's tough. Yeah, congrats, Alex. Yeah, I mean, you were in my claim sales in on Instagram, maybe in the first couple. So yeah, totally. I appreciate it. Like, you know, it's funny. I think about how people do giveaways and it you know, like the whole giveaway thing is like gain new, you know, followers and subscribers and stuff. And I tried a couple, and I don't have the patience to like push it every day, and it usually just kind of falls flat. So I think about it this way. I'd rather give stuff away to people that are subscribed, because you're here. You're part of my audience. You should be the people that are rewarded for a giveaway. So next I'll do one of the prints next, but we'll do that in maybe like 10 minutes or so. Yeah, oh Pete, yeah, it's been bad for the last couple years. I mean, I spent a shit ton of money, or what I thought was a shit ton of money last year when I went up to Vancouver for like a little vacation. And you know, I looked at some of my credit card bill. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, the dollar. Alex asked, for Kickstarter campaign, how do you find campaigns to support if you've never seen the artist before? How do you know, that's a really good question. I often think about that too, Alex. You can go on the Kickstarter homepage and like explore by category. And most of the like Indiegogo and I think Zoop also have that feature. But that is, I mean, it's tough because, right, like how can you find new stuff if you don't know that the new stuff exists? You know, it's really, I guess it's just kind of like keeping an eye on social media, following the artists that you're interested. But yeah, what you're saying is kind of like it's almost a dead end. Like there is no real answer. I used to think, you know, I used to have friends that would ask me that kind of same. There's that too. Yeah, you can look at Jim. You could look at Sean Crystal. By the way, speaking of Sean Crystal, who runs Ink Pulp, the podcast and channel, which Jim is part of, as well as Matteo Scalera. But I get what Alex is saying. It's like, if you don't know, how do you know? But anyway, Sean Crystal is going to be on this Chat and Chill show in a month on May 7th to promote his new art book that's coming out, which is more of it's an instructional art book. And him and Jake Parker are doing an online course too that you can be a part of if you're a budding artist or a comic creator. But my chat with Sean on Direct Edition. It's actually the most viewed of all the interviews on the Direct Edition YouTube page. And I love talking to Sean. We're going to work on some stuff together, I'm sure, a bunch of times in the future, as well as Mahfood. But I love those guys. And they're really, if you're somebody that's into learning about art, how to make comics, or just need to be inspired, Ink Pulp is the place to go. I won't inspire you to draw. I'll inspire you to do everything else. I'll inspire you to learn how to dance, how to sing, how to act. None of that. Washington has the best apple juice. That's because Washington has the best apples, George. The Tick, Megaton Man, or Normal Man? Who's the best OG parody hero? It's the Tick. I'm biased, though, cheesier, because I read the shit out of the Tick. The Tick is the only comic book that I had ever read that consistently made me laugh out loud. There we go, Ink Pulp. So yeah, Sean will be on the channel in a month. We'll be talking to him live. And, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, we do some more stuff together, especially in the podcast space, because me and Sean were talking about going to maybe like a podcast conference to learn a little more and make some contacts. I'm really, you know, trying to push the interview thing. I really love doing it. It's, you know, I'm having these like little lessons I'm learning about this. Oh, that's a good one. That's what's his name? Rick Veach, right? That's Veach. Hey, Marco, what's up, brother? I'm willing to argue New York farms can give Washington a run for their money. Tyler, I'm willing to bet you maybe upstate, but you don't get that guy. You don't, the proximity to New York, the closer you get to New York City, the dicier things get. The closer you get to Seattle, the better things get, or Portland, or anywhere. Skybound is a Kickstarter for complete. Yes, that just got announced. Did it go live yet, Cal? Yeah, Rick Veach rules. Yeah, you can follow him on Facebook. He's selling some sketch stuff these days. Anything planned with Japan Book Hunter? Sean, we were going to... He's just so busy, and I didn't want to try and pack his calendar after we did the thing with, you know, for tribute to Ed. So, yeah, at some point we'll do another one, and then, you know, I'll be back there at the end of the year. Oh, it already started? And it funded under... Yeah, well, you put anything Transformers on Kickstarter, and it's going supernova real quick. Well, they got a lot of good... I mean, I don't drink anymore, obviously, but some of the best breweries when I was drinking were upstate. Buffalo is the best NFL team for sure. Yeah, that's why they won the Super Bowl this year. What up, Brunson? Brunson in the house. Speaking of somebody that's in the art community that you will often find in some of the great chats, Mr. Brunson here, also a great artist, who's got a new book, Ghost Man? It's like I was asking him a question. Cosmic Lion? There we go. 30 to... okay, all right. I mean, those are more fun to collect, especially because of the size. They're UK size. Hey, Dave, congrats on sobriety. Hey, Micah, thank you. 11 years and counting. Yeah. Cheers. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, podcast. So I'm learning stuff. You know, I'm working on getting comic guests always. You know, I'm always trying to interview people on the comic side, but for, you know, Direct Edition, I'm reaching out to musicians, to actors, actresses, all, you know, all that. And I'm just learning things like, I had an actual, like, very short but nice conversation with John Bernthal's publicist. I tried to get Florence Pugh on. You know, I'm trying, but the shorter interviews are what is only going to work for the Hollywood side of things. And I think the musician, comic, and just illustrator, artist side, I think I'll be able to get longer form interviews. I don't, Mike. I tried guitar when I was younger. I just wasn't a lesson person. Played saxophone in, I guess, junior high, maybe high school. I wish I would have taken vocal lessons. That's really what I wanted. What are you sipping on tonight? Jay, I've got the Timber City Apple Rose Petal Ginger Beer, which is their spring seasonal. early spring seasonal or late spring season. No, early spring. And then I've got water. 10 million strong. Here's a cheers, Jay. Any reason the kayfabe discussion wasn't a direct edition? John, because I just wanted to put it on this channel because all the other, I only did one Ed focused podcast on direct edition. I wanted to put it on a comics channel. It would get more people that should see it to see it. You know, and honestly, like all of the comments and all of the support, all of that was positive. I deleted one negative comment, but honestly, like it was all super positive. And I think everybody really enjoyed it. You know, I'm sure there's some people that didn't, but I don't give a fuck about them. Like I'm doing it for, honestly, I reached out. I just needed to make sure it was okay with Justine, his sister. I wanted his family to be okay with it. And that's all I cared about. You know, I'm not beholden to anything, but out of respect, deep respect for them. That's the only person I talked to beforehand. Alto, yeah. Alto, same. You should ask Brian Posehn. He might be fun to talk to because it crosses over for a little bit of everything. And in all honesty, I should read his Deadpool run before I would ask him on, because at least I'd have some knowledge of that. But yeah, I like Brian Posehn. I've seen him. I saw him do stand-up like 10, 15 years ago. He's a super funny guy, obviously. You ever had a copy of Mirage Shell Shock? Yes, I did, and I sold it because it was just something that it was super rare and I knew it would sell. But yeah, I've had that before. I know it's fun. I actually just figured out I only need 2 more books for my original Mirage Turtles run. And you know what the stupid part about it is? I had one of them. I didn't realize I needed it, and I sold it at a sale. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly, Andy. Well, I'm glad. And, I would probably do it every year or often, and just switch it up with the people and, just put down some really nice stories on record. Me too. I've been trying to get Bill for a bit. I got to reach back out. Too early to talk about somebody that I just got a preliminary confirmation from, but it's somebody that a lot of you, including myself, if it happens, is going to fucking rock, and you all are going to love it. Yeah, Patton Oswalt would be fun too. I like Patton Oswalt. I've always liked him. Kevin Smith would be fun, but that guy, I feel like all he does is talk on his own platform. Was he a writer on Mr. Show, or was he because that was a long time ago, but I used to watch Mr. Show. That's where Tenacious D kind of got their start. Sure, of course, Rich. You're welcome to, and just you can just put Kirby in the notes, and I know exactly what you want or what you're getting. What up, Matt? I should read Gromit's also. That's him and Remender. I know people really enjoyed that book, and I've heard Remender talk about it. But yeah, I'd like to read that. Ever get into original art? Oh yeah, me, Micah. Have you not watched the original art stuff that I put on the channel? I mean, I have amassed quite a collection in just about 2.5 years. I got pages from all my favorite artists. Everybody. McFarlane, Sienkiewicz, Wrightson, Platt. I got a Liefeld that's coming. Silvestri, Benitez. Yeah, I love original art. Hello. Yep. Kazra, I love System of a Down. I don't like him for so many reasons, but the obvious ones that I'm not even going to mention. I just can't get past that whole supporting that. It's hard for me. I would love to get fucking Serge on. I'd love to get Darren on. Chavo, whatever. Kevin would be great if you can get him on. It would be a long episode. Well, that's the thing, I've had like this kinship with all of that, the first 10 years of his career. My cousin Kevin, it's funny, my cousin Kevin took me to see Clerks at the Red Bank movie theater when it came out. And I fell in love with that movie, even though like some of the jokes were a little bit I was like 13 at the time. I was like, I didn't understand the whole, the punchline, the real hitter of the 57 dicks in a row or whatever, 37 dicks in a row. Yeah, Casper. Dude, Daryl, Ahmed Best is on my list. You all know that I would love to speak to Ahmed Best. And the thing is with Ahmed, there's so much more to talk about besides Star Wars, but like a lot of just his life at that time is a very interesting thing that he talks about a lot. All right, why don't we do another giveaway? This time we're gonna do the Eddie P Notorious B.I.G. print. So hashtag Piskor, Piskor. This one I'm only gonna ship to the US just because anywhere else is gonna cost me way too much money. So yeah. Hashtag Piskor. Yeah, no, I'm old, Micah. I'm old. I'll be 46 this year. I'm 37, exactly. Hashtag Piskor, and I'll ship this to you as a thank you for being a part of my channel, as a thank you for supporting comics. Like, I don't, just anything being part of this awesome community. I appreciate that, Pete. I almost said Pitt, because you're Dale Keown creation. So hashtag Piskor, and I'll ship you this Notorious B.I.G. This is 11 by 17, so it's a standard size for a standard frame. Speaking of community, I am thinking, I've been mulling over. I saw Clerks in the theater when I lived in Portland. Oh, that's cool, Rich. I didn't know you lived in Portland. I love Portland. I was supposed to go there in a couple weeks, and looks like the trip's going to get canceled. I may still go. I need a break. I need to just travel a little bit right now. There's a lot going on in my head. I'm 49 this year. I didn't discover Clerks until home video. Oh yeah, Micah, there's 2 or 3 movies. We'll do the giveaway in like a minute. There's 2 or 3 movies. That's awesome, Marisol. But Marisol, that's the thing. Like, some of the jokes may be of that time, but some of those jokes are timeless. And it's just like, that movie, it did so much for so many people because it was low budget. It was just a small cast of characters shot in this one spot. Great soundtrack, witty dialogue. But yeah, Clerks. Oh yeah, that's right, Sam. Yeah, I know you do. Clerks was one of those movies that really kind of made me want to be a filmmaker, which I went to film school for 1 year. It was that, and around the same time I saw Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, and it became my all-time favorite horror, low-budget horror movie. Yeah, that age, 13 to 16 with movies for me, is super pivotal. Oh, that's cool. So where in Jersey was that? Was that close to Red Bank, or was that somewhere else? Marisol and I are dating Dave. I'm teaching her right. Oh, Sam, there you go. That makes sense. Oh, well, I saw her then in the hunting video that you did the other day. Highly recommend taking a trip to Jersey if you like Clerks. Quick Stop is still there in his new movie theater and Legendary Comic Shop. Yeah, I've been to Jay and Bob's Secret Stash, and I was at the one in California in 2006 or 7. Middlesex. Okay. Yeah. My cousins grew up in Lakewood and then Howell, so I know Jersey pretty well. All right, so we're gonna do the giveaway in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. And if you have never bought something from me before and you win, you have to go on my website, just fill out the form. It gives me your shipping address and your contact info, and I'll send this to you. Michael Patrick Sullivan, congratulations, my friend. So yeah, if you've never filled out the form on my website, westcoastavengers.com, and it doesn't give me any sensitive information, just your address and contact, and I will get this in the mail to you by Friday. Thank you very much for playing Free Shit from Dave. Before Clerks, no one ever talked about other movies and dialogue. Yeah, I think the only thing that you could say, and it was around the same time, was Tarantino, because Pulp Fiction type stuff where they would talk about things in dialogue. But yeah, the The writing, the dialogue, all of it. It's such a great movie. Welcome in, Jack. Well, there's still time, Matt. Oh, that's really funny. Welcome in, Tony. Also, the flea market Mallrats, the same area. That's right. Mallrats is arguably, just as good. I went back and watched Mallrats and Chasing Amy late last year, and I forgot how much those movies are steeped in my personality, like ingrained in me. When you don't watch something for a little while and then you go back to it and you're like, oh yeah, this is everything. I mean, early Tarantino for me is like that too. There he is. Ken's in the house. Thanks for donating the Savage Street. I gave it away already. Appreciate you. It's awesome. Snoochie to the booch. You're in Long Branch, New Jersey? Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Congratulations. Yeah. Are you going to have any underground comics the next claim sale? Yes. I've actually have currently about 2 short boxes worth. So there's going to be for the foreseeable future. Lots of them. Do it, Doug! Chasing Amy is so good. It's so good. And, it's got its problems in hindsight, but it also has it's just such a great movie. You could look at anything in the past. That's why I got to stop saying that, because you look at anything in the past and be like, it's got its problems. It's got problems. We all do. God, I love Joey Lauren Adams. Ooh, Mallrats is my favorite movie of all time. It's just the best. I still never sell the sailboat. I fucking hate those things too. Me and Ethan Suplee, lots in common. Can't see those things. Yeah, definitely. Definitely are. Oh, yeah, of course. Like butter, baby. Watching you on mute while waiting for dessert at restaurant in Leavenworth. Hey, you're having a very, very, very Washingtonian night, Ian. Shout out to Ian, Tacoma Comics. Yes, Stanley's in Mallrats. Allred is in Mallrats or Chasing Amy. And then, I forget, Chasing Amy starts at the comic show, so Allred's in that, right? It was the Chow Yun Fat line. Yeah, Kevin Smith was always conscious. He always put comics in his thing. I could be saying anything. Fuck you, motherfucker. I have not seen a Kevin Smith movie since. Whatever. I mean, I saw Clerks 2. Clerks 2 was fun. I kind of stopped after that. Yeah, Allred is Chasing Amy. Okay. Kevin's Theater in the Great Atlantic Highlands saw Chasing Amy. They were the Q&A. That's awesome. I met Jason Lee back in the day. Very nice. Very nice. I watched somebody go up to him and ask them if he wanted some chocolate pretzels, and they actually had some. He declined. There's a ton of 90s artists and credits in Mallrats. Yeah, because they all did the... Benitez is credited in there because they all did the opening credit scene. Yeah. Affleck's Van Dyke was very problematic. Yeah, it was. But at the same time, it kind of highlights that whole thing about men. That's the problems, Yeah, there's the sign language. Good evening. Speaking of Canada, we have the Canadian sucker, Adrian. Actual Dracula. That might have been the best voice I've ever done. All the covers from the Mallrat credits are up in the stash. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, on my interviews, if you've watched, I talked with Mahfood on my first interview about Kevin Smith. I talked with Allred, I think, or Jimmy Palmiotti, because Allred, Mahfood, Palmiotti, Wagner, they were all Kevin Smith working with. Palmiotti was with him on Daredevil, and then the other guys with the Clerk stuff. Hey, there he is. No, you know what, Mike? Nobody that has a shred of intelligence is hating on Todd. If I was in Chris Pierce, shout out to homie Chris Pierce, aka Comic Tropes. He was talking about it on his Monday night show, and everybody in the chat was like, yeah, Todd held out for as long as he could. He held out longer than anybody else. $3.99 is still less than less than Marvel DC. So nobody's hating on Todd over here. Everybody understands, first of all, this is out of Todd's control. This is fuck Trump, and has nothing to do with Todd. Todd is still trying to keep his prices down for people. The toys are probably going to shoot up high. I got to imagine that's going to happen. None of that stuff is manufactured here. None of it. When I heard Kevin Smith doesn't allow improv on the set, it was kind of wild to me. Interesting, but maybe not, because he is a very wordy person and he kind of lives and dies by the word. So Casada, Art Adams too. Yeah, totally. With all related. Kevin Smith has been, despite what we might think of his later movies or, some of his comics or whatever, Kevin Smith has been an ambassador to comics and has done so much good and has given so many creators either great books to work on and great paychecks, or, like, all hail what Kevin Smith does for comics. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've got, I almost bought a stack of, they were overpriced, of TMNT early books. I can't pay too much for stuff right now when people aren't spending as much. I got to make sure that I'm being able to buy books affordably so I can sell them affordably. Yeah, definitely. Whether you were talking about Kevin Smith or Todd McFarlane, they're both genuinely good dudes. So yeah, if anybody has a contact to Kevin Smith, I'd love to have him on the show. I mean, there would be so much to talk to him about. That's the problem. Where do you start? Yes, the Superman movie and also the Prince story is fantastic. Kevin Smith showed me that God looks like that Alanis Morris. That is true. Dogma, actually, Kevin Smith's going to be in Seattle, and it's next week. They're doing the Dogma 25th anniversary tour, I think, or 30th. I forget what it is. And yes, he just got the rights back because that disgusting human being Weinstein had him, I believe. And they're doing a tour of screenings, and he's going to be at the one in Seattle. But like, he's going to come in, do his thing, and get out of there, because I think he's like in San Francisco the next day, or he's doing back-to-back nights. He's been an ambassador for comics in the shop, has been a guiding light. They've done several events with the Kubert School. That's right, because they're both in Jersey. No, Kevin Smith is a good beacon for comics. Well, I just did. We're on a little bit of a delay of me saying something in the comments, but that's typical. That's the internet. Yeah, Dogma was fantastic. I mean, his first 5 movies, right? Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. Am I forgetting one? The first 4 are perfect. Perfect movies. I mean, when I say perfect, they're, within reason. Yes, that I remember when he protested his own movie. Yeah, that shit was great. It's okay. That's okay. We're here. We're all here. We're having fun. Oh, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is the 5th one. Okay. I like that. I can't remember if I love that. The best scene in that movie is Affleck and Damon, and yeah, you were the, what does he say? You were the shit in Phantoms. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Horror fans love that. Greg, I never watched it because after Red State, I was like, I've heard people really like it. One day I'll watch it. I very much remember that. And liking that. Hey there, I don't know where you were the one who made the video that you interviewed Bagley saying that he's now semi-retired. Rebellious, I think what he was saying is that he's just retired from doing interiors and maybe even covers for the most part, but he's still going to do conventions. Because, like, I talked to him, that's how I met him, was at the convention. It's what he enjoys doing now. Like, he enjoys just sitting there and just signing stuff and doing the sketches and stuff. But yeah, I think he's just, the man did 185, 200 something Spider-Man, issues, including, obviously Amazing and Ultimate. And so, yeah, and I know he still sells his original art and stuff like that. So yeah, Carlin, yes. I mean, what a cast that was. Carlin and Alanis Morissette and Affleck and Damon and Jason Lee. And yeah, great. I mean, is he penciling any books anymore? Or is he just doing the, oddball variant cover? I will say this. If Zdarsky brought something to Bagley, or Bendis for that matter, I think Bagley would do it. Oh God, who doesn't love, how could you forget Salma Hayek? All right, top 3 Salma Hayek movies in order: Desperado, Dusk Till Dawn, Dogma. Yeah. Yes, he was this. It's so funny. Back before, when I was an autograph collector, Sam, when I roamed the streets of New York City, collecting autographs, I tried to find his skate decks. Even back then in the early 2000s, you couldn't find those things. Just ask, because one day I would love to meet. He might even be on the schedule for some conventions this year, but I don't think he's going to stop doing conventions. He lives in, where is he? Georgia? No. Yeah, maybe he's still in Georgia. Either way, I could see him being at Heroes or one of those types of conventions. But I don't know if he's got anything scheduled this year. But yeah, somebody wants to connect me with Kevin Smith, I'd definitely have him on the channel. So a couple of prospective interviews coming down the pipeline. 2, I have a little note on my dry erase board here to follow up with sooner than later. Yes, yeah, they just Tom Hardy, they just had the premiere for that. I'm more excited for the Netflix movie Havoc, which comes out in a couple weeks, which is by Gareth Evans, who did The Raid 2, The Apostle. Arguably the best action director in the last 25 years. If you've never seen The Raid, it's great. The Raid 2, twice as good. I think The Raid 2 is the greatest martial arts movie made on this side of the 2000. This side of 2000. Bagley will be at New Jersey at the end of June. What convention, Derek? What's the name of that? Is it just called Jersey Con? Hey, fucking dirty Jers Con. Good night there, Sean. Always nice to have you in here. Yes, the stunts in The Raid are wild, and The Raid 2 is even more wild because, he kind of pulled a Nolan and built some crazy camera rigs for some of those shots that are just unreal. Garden State Comic Fest. Will the Shins be playing there? What? Will Natalie Portman be there? The Doity Jersey Con. All right, so there you go. Derek did a little research, and Mark Bagley's going to be at the Garden State Comic Fest, June 20th, 29th. Dirty Joys. The Raid 2 is absolutely phenomenal. There are numerous instances where I said, oh, that actor just died for real. Seriously, there are definitely some set pieces, some stunts, and some knife fights and baseball. There is definitely, when he's slicing the dudes through. Oh, yeah, totally. All right, we got 2 more giveaways tonight. We're going to do the Santos Sisters book now. And once again, big thanks to Trip. Y'all know him, y'all love him. He's one of the wrenches. He's actually the head wrench, even though he's not the Pope wrench or the Southwestern Pope wrench. But we'll just do hashtag SANTOS, Santos. And once again, this one, I guess I ship it to Canada, even though it'll cost me $25, which is the cover price of this. But hashtag Santos, and I'll give this one away. I think you're more likely to see him maybe the Bay Area. Well then, okay, we'll make Derek Rabbi Wrench, even though he's probably not Jewish. Hashtag Santos. I'll give this. This is from Greg and Fake, Fantagraphics hardcover book. It's got. I think it's it's definitely got vibes of Archie, but it is not an Archie book. If anybody knows much about this, then they know. Bart Sears, good old Bert Kmart will be in Jersey at the end of the month. Tell him I said hi. We love Bart Sears around here. Hashtag Santos. Bart Sears, I think for the money, in the last 30 years of comics might be maybe in the top 3 of the anatomical artists. I mean, his anatomy is fucking wild. It's so good. It's in a boba. I want to dip my balls in it. Hashtag Santos, not to be confused with Santa. He is different and he will not hurt you unless it's Christmas. Then he will hurt you. He will hurt you. He will hurt you emotionally. I hope he does not hurt you physically, but he might. Give this away. Go put that right there. And anybody who wins something tonight, I'll throw one of the trading cards in. I mean, Andy, we're 90s kids. Like, that's how it should be. Yeah. So Sunday is either going to be one of 2 videos. It's either going to be the CGC submission, or I'll try and get the whatchamacallit, the retail roundtable up, but I don't want to rush that if it needs some editing or whatever. And then, yeah, direct edition starts up again Monday. Sure, every card that comes with one of these giveaways tonight will be remarked in one way or another. I it depends on how I'm feeling. It really does. By the way, how's this sounding tonight? Sorry for banging on. All right, hashtag Santos. We'll do it in 10. I should share it with the screen so you guys see who wins. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's beautiful. Andy Brenning. To Andy. Free Mandela. Dave. All right. You didn't actually see that sign. That was the Mandela effect. Better up by the collar when it won't. Yeah, I mean, because when I put it here, it flips. Hold on. Like up here. Yeah, but I don't want to put it too far because then it goes away. Word. Andy's not happy. Word. Almost hit it, Derek. You almost hit it. So close. So close. But so there'll be one more giveaway, and it'll be the Maria Wolf Doom Prints. What else is everybody reading right now that they're enjoying? Because guys, there's been a major breakthrough. A lot of you know this already. But I'm reading Animal Man by Grant Morrison, and I'm enjoying it. I just started the second trade paperback. Oh, I know it's positive. Andy. But, you could have gone like this. Word up, homie G. You'll do bad things. Yeah, that just started with, they did a signing tour for that, right? Joe, are you in here? Are these obtainable still? Mike, I'll send you an email about it. Let me just write myself. Send Mike email about STBT shirt. Who's going to C2E2 this weekend? I'm not. But Jeff Darrow's going to be there. Space Ghost is phenomenal and Shell Shock is my current trade to read. Well, one of those is easily obtainable. The other one, not so much. If you want a wild, fucked up story, check out Doll Parts. I never read Lovesick. Who's the writer on that? Is it Courtney Love? I am Dallas. I should get Courtney Love on the podcast. That one will go over real fucking well. I met her once. Oh God. If you guys saw the photo that I have with her, you'd rethink your life. I got back into Ice Cream Man. These back tough. Yeah, Ken, I read the first trade and I really liked it. And the good thing is, you know, it's mostly an anthology series. I probably should pick the rest of the trades up. Oh, is it? Okay. She didn't do it. I'm not one of those people that subscribes to that. Dark Twilight Zone horror. Okay. I got it from the Piskers. Do they sell those shirts? Somebody made them. No, I think they sell them now. I could ask Justine. You could reach out to Justine on the Ed Pisker Legacy Instagram page. And I don't know if they sell them or they had like a very limited amount of them, but I'm pretty sure I bought that. I love this insane book called Principles of Necromancy. 4 issues. It was gross. It sounds like something that that Alan Moore wrote, but I don't know if that's true. By Luana Vecchio. Oh, that's coming up soon too. Anybody going to Como? The Como Art Show? I got a Courtney Love story. She hates laser pens. Andy, you'll have to tell me that when we see each other in person. First issue of You'll Do Bad Things, and we're taking everyone down. Okay, so that's what it was. They're right. They're doing the combined signing for those 2 books, which those comic books sound like either early 2000s emo albums or TV shows. Just finished Ahoy's Toxic Avenger first volume. Yeah, I keep seeing that on the shelf, but I'm not going to just pick up everything that I'm like, I think I'm going to like, because then it just becomes a slippery slope. But it's good to know that it's enjoyable. Bring Courtney Love on and ask her only questions about Soaked in Bleach. Jesus Christ. No. Reading Daredevil Born Again 2. Yes, I haven't read it in a couple years, but it is great. What I really want to do, I was talking to, I don't know if Julian's in here, but I was talking to Julian at the comic store today. My LCS, shout out to Stargazer Comics in Tacoma. And I was thinking, like, it would be fun to go back to the beginning of the Miller run and read Daredevil from 148 or whatever it is, all the way to the Zdarsky run, and see like how good, like how it ebbs and flows. Obviously Miller, Mazzucchelli, the Innocenti JRJR run, the maybe skip after Scott McDaniel till it reboots, and you know, the Wade, the Bendis, Brubaker take a shot at Daredevil. I can't remember. Kevin Smith, and the Zdarsky run. So many great writers have worked on Daredevil. Fun fact: Love was a singer in Faith No More. And really, like what's his name? Like not pre the black guy, the first guy. Like I forget his name. He died, right? I can't remember. And then obviously Patton. I finally got a Mazzucchelli. Oh, that's cool. That must have caught a little bit. Or unless you got the reissue one. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I've not read a lot of those runs. I haven't read the whole Miller run. I've read the Elektra, like the Death of Elektra, but I haven't read the whole thing. And I've definitely not read the whole Mazzucchelli. I've only read Born Again, and he did more than that. Yeah, I would love to do that. Don Davis. Hey, Dave, I put the artwork together, and my friend Brian from the store Sisters of Christ got them printed on tote bags. Oh, Don, that was you. That's right. Okay, yeah, the tote bags I got. I actually have the tote bag right here. This tote bag, which I got at ADPCon, I actually keep the letters that I put on the wall. So I'm always looking at this tote bag because it hangs on my door in front of me. And then the shirts was after. But yes, shout out to Don Davis for putting the artwork together. It's such a great thing you did. And I love it. And I love this shirt. And I want to get another one. I want to get another shirt. Brubaker was right after Bendis. Okay, Matt. Thank you. I didn't know that Joe Kelly did a Daredevil run, which I guess his Spider-Man run started today. It's so funny. I was talking to Joe, who's, you know, my editor / designer, and he said something that I only thought but didn't vocalize. The cover to the new Amazing Spider-Man looks just like the Ryan Ottley cover from 6 years ago. Like, it's kind of weird. Detective 31 facsimile. Is that the Mansion Batman silhouette cover, or the one that Neil Adams homaged? What's Detective 31? Because obviously 27 is 27. Trying to keep up with and read all the Godzilla series. Yeah, there is a lot of Godzilla. And then the Marvel stuff, the Marvel Godzilla stuff, and then yeah, a lot of that's coming. Genny's in the house. What's up, brother? The new Vigilante book was on par with the Peacemaker stuff, not to mention the 4-issue. Speaking of Peacemaker, series is coming back real soon. I fucking love John Cena as the Peacemaker. We did print up 2 shirts we wore at the convention. That's where he met you. That's right. Okay, that's right. Yeah, we met at Jim's table last year. So many, I gotta say, like, between Heroes, OAX last year, and this year, but OAX, but only in 2024, OAX, Heroes, and NEPCon, I must have met like 150 people. It's like, and then trying to remember which convention I met, it's a lot. And I'm Don, I'm sure you met a ton of people too. Sacrificers, that's Remender also, right? Okay, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my theory, I think I've spoken about this on the show, maybe not on live, but I spoke about it on the Retailer Roundtable. And if anybody disagrees with me, that's fine, because I may be completely off, and I'd love to actually talk to people in charge at DC, or, DC and Marvel. The big two, specifically the big two, have always been trying to play catch up with the secondary market, because the secondary market probably, almost, if not probably, definitely makes more money than the publishers do. If you were to take everybody, like, not just me, but the stores, the dealers, a guy like Rob, Under the Red Hood, if you took all of the money that we make selling older books, or, even stuff that's 5 years old, we're definitely making more money than the big two. And I think they've always been trying to play catch up, and they're putting out facsimiles is like them trying to be like, well, you could buy the original issue here for $200 from this dealer, or you could buy the facsimile from us for $6.99. And I think that's the rise of the secondary book market during COVID is what sparked the rise in facsimiles. The movies obviously play a role, but they're making facsimiles of shit that doesn't matter. Like the first Puma, that book's like $10 anyway. It's just, it gets silly. They're doing facsimiles of all the Crisis on Infinite Earths book. I couldn't even sell a full set of Crisis in near mint condition for $100. I finally sold 2 of them. And that's, what, 12 issues at $100, which is, what, $7 a piece? Or $8 a piece. It's the same as the fucking facsimiles. It's so stupid. It's nice that people get the facsimiles. The facsimile treasuries are cool. They're printed up on like faux newsprint. That's great. But I'm just saying. When Crazy bought one of the 8 issues of Movies Following Us, it's so good. It takes a little bit, but like the hooks on it are really good. Yeah, DC, their treasuries, I think their treasuries on the facsimiles is cool. Not usually a facsimile person, but for books like this, there's zero chance I'll ever own one in my life, much less read it. Yeah, a Golden Age Detective Comics book that's, a raw copy would cost you in the thousands or whatever. Yeah, of course that makes sense. And me and Derek stand in the same place. Gotham by Gaslight facts? Yeah, exactly. Or Micah, like, I think maybe on a first print near mint copy of Gotham by Gaslight, I think I would normally charge $10 for a first print near mint. Every other copy, even if it's first print, goes into my $5 round, which technically, if you buy 4 books, they're $4 each. So that's, yeah, how do you not put that on a pulpy paper? I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining either. I'm just saying a fact is, like, my theory seems to be more of a fact than a theory. It's too much. There are too many facsimiles. Yeah, there you go. Well, and the thing is like you could get my favorite reprints, and I don't think that they've ever been eclipsed, is that early 80s Marvel reprint almost on like the Baxter style paper, but it wasn't Baxter. They did like the Jim Starlin. Actually, DC did them too. Marvel did the Jim Starlin Warlock run. DC did the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil Green Lantern run. Marvel did the Doctor Strange Ditko stuff. They were doing these great high quality facsimiles. The colors were a little bit off, but not terribly. I think the fact that they're faxing Crisis indicates that they're not trying to follow secondary. It's just drawing interest from people. I guess in that regard, you could make a case for that 100%. But for the most part, like the facsimiles that they are doing are bigger books. The Crisis ones just don't make any sense because it's it's like a lateral price, and the colors are shittier on the facsimiles. I would take the original Crisis books because they look great. They were during Crisis, just like Secret Wars, they were like trying to up the quality and trying to beat the other. I spotted a page for that page size. I mean, yeah, Andy, that was the only. I bought it too. I got, whatever. I got not FOMO'd, but it was a impulse purchase at my LCS. But I won't be buying. Apparently, they're doing one for every issue. Supposedly, I want to see that original art. Yeah. Stash puts all the facsimiles in a spinner rack next to the wall. That's cool. That's cool. If you guys have been following along with the videos for the last couple years, when I went to Scotland, there was a comic store in Glasgow that I went to, and the guy had facsimiles on the wall, and he was charging like triple cover price. Like I remember seeing the Hulk 181 facsimile for $25 or 20, maybe it was 20 pounds or something like that. It was ridiculous. Did DC a lot of Baxter reprints? Yeah. Yeah, the Dead Man ones are great too. The Rogers Batman are called Shadow of the Bat, I believe. Those are great. I've never seen it's funny, I've never seen the Kirby New Gods ones, but I've seen all the other ones that you mentioned. The only facsimile I own is Marvel Godzilla 1. I wanted to grab that omnibus last year, but fair enough. Yeah, because it's not that long of a series, right, Sam? It's like 20 issues or something, 25, 30. I mean, Andy, yeah, I get it. Andy, did you buy the Savage Dragon Vault Edition? If you guys haven't seen the Savage Dragon Vault Edition, it's one of my favorite artist editions of all time. Dr. Lewis Pauly, that Superman Muhammad Ali treasury style fax. Well, that's the thing. They're doing the, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they're doing the treasuries in like a faux newsprint. Because I bought the Neil Adams Ra's al Ghul one. I think I gave it away on the channel, which is one of my favorite treasuries of all time. The House of Mystery one's my favorite though. And if that one ever gets reprinted, oh God, I'm going to be buying a couple copies. A few years ago, Marvel released Fax Alpha Flight 1. Nobody asked for it, Derek. And yet there they are, making it. You want to know something funny, though? That Canada trip I took last year, the Vancouver trip, I tried at every store, and what I go to, 8 stores or something. I could not get a CPV, a Canadian price variant of Alpha Flight #1, because I really want that. Yeah, the newsprint. So for the facsimile treasury editions, to do it in newsprint with a fancy cover, a little stock cover, that makes sense to me. Like that's what they should be doing. DC seems generally, if we're talking about the big two, DC generally is doing most things right. The only thing I don't like that DC does on the regular is the cardstock variant covers on top of the regular cover. It's really scummy. Just give me the one cover. I don't want both. It doesn't feel special. Speaking of, you guys got to see this. Today, Absolute Batman came out, and we got a variant cover, and I don't typically buy variant covers on books that I'm buying the A cover of, but, When Sienkiewicz does a variant cover like this, you buy it. You buy it. DC does the treasuries and the facsimiles of the older. Okay. I've never opened their regular facsimiles. Sam, the in-stock trades website. There you go. Boom. Go, go, Gojira. With the tip. Yeah, they're always $1 more, and it's just, but yeah, this, come on. I bought 3 absolute Batman variant covers to this day. The first one I bought was the Dana Warren Johnson, which was sick. It's got that Mobius look, and it's got that crazy perspective. The second one I bought was the Becky Cloonan, because she's one of my favorite artists. And then this one. Come on, look at that. Look at it. Oh, that's right. Frank Vin did one. Speaking of, we're going to do the last giveaway of the night. I'll probably stick around for at least another 20 minutes or so. But hashtag Wolf. Hashtag Wolf, and you're going to get, once again, this is US only. I'm sorry. It's just going to, unless you want to pay shipping, but it just doesn't make sense. Hashtag Wolf, and I'm going to give away this Dr. Doom signed Maria Wolf print. Maria Wolf, who you can see her in the Emerald City Comic Con video I did this year. That's where I met her. That's where I got this. I bought 3 prints from her, and this is one of them. Oh, the Ian Bertram. Yeah, that was a sick cover that he did for the first issue. Hashtag Wolf for this awesome Maria Wolf signed 11x17 Dr. Doom print, which was used for Sanford Green's Doom one-shot that he did last year. And that's one of the 77 variant covers that I did. Sanford will be back on the program. We're going to do a flip-through of the Doom Treasury, but it probably won't be until next month. He's got a pretty tight schedule right now. So, but he asked if we could do it next month, and I said, of course we can. Of Wolf and Man. Oh, yeah. You guys want to know what I started my day off by listening to? I forget who the original band that did it, but Metallica's cover of So What. And if you're not a direwolf, which apparently, yeah. And if you've never heard the song So What, I heard that was a B-side to either Sad But True or Wherever I May Roam. And I heard that song when I was like 15. I'm like, Metallica had never sang a song like that before. And I was like, what is happening? What did this band just record? And then, yeah, that cover's awesome. I cannot sing the lyrics on here because they're highly, highly offensive, and somebody might ban me from YouTube. If I had Sanford and Scheme on at the same time, I think my head would explode. That would be fun. I wonder if Sanford may know, I don't think they know each other, but by one degree, I think they do, because there were some names that we were talking about that Scheme had mentioned that I think Sanford also mentioned. Best cover of all time is Paul Anka covering Smells Like Teen Spirit. What about Richard Cheese covering Rage Against the Machine? Speaking of Christopher, the Tropian Piers man, there he is right there. Chris Pierce, Comic Tropes. Hey, buddy. I had it on the yes, yeah, it was on the Japanese import, but it was definitely, for me, Andy, it was on either, I think it was the cassette single for, I think it was Sad But True. Anti-Nowhere League, okay. And I'm assuming they're a British band because of the lyrics. I've been to Brighton, I've been to Eastbourne, you know, like those are not American places. So what? So what? All right, hashtag Wolf. And you're going to get this print. We'll do the giveaway in just a minute. Well, and the thing is like, I forget, or maybe I didn't realize as a young kid that Metallica really started kind of as a cover band. But, you know, obviously as I started to collect import CDs and stuff like that, I would, you know, I got Garage Revisited, and you know, they did Misfits covers, and I didn't know that Am I Evil or Green Hell, you know, like I didn't know what these songs were when I heard them as a kid, because, you know, it was 90s, or the late 80s, early 90s, and I'm like, there was no internet. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that travesty. Wes Scantlin really just needs to go away, get some help, and, stay sober. All right, we'll do it in 10. Hashtag Wolf, and you get this for free in 10, 9, 8, 7. Hashtag Wolf. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Delay, delay, delay. Gonna hit the button, gonna hit the button, gonna hit the button, gonna hit the button. There it is. Oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry. Here we go. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Hey, Evgeny won. Evgeny, do me a favor and just DM me your address. I don't think I have it. And that's yours. Congratulations, my friend. By the way, if you aren't following Evgeny on social, YouTube, etc., he is a great artist. I actually own 2 commissions of his, and 3 commissions, actually, now that I think about it. He's a fantastic artist. He does a lot of process stuff on his channel. The only reason I knew about the Misfits is because I'm from North Jersey. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have, my older brother didn't listen to the Misfits, but I started listening to Danzig when he went solo, because that would have been early 90s when Mother came out. And, then you learn from there who he is. Killswitch Engage did a cover of Holy Diver. Holy Diver is a great song. I don't think I've ever heard that cover. Something I will definitely listen to. This has been a Jersey heavy stream. I mean, look, y'all know I'm originally from New York, so Jersey's in my blood. Cousins grew up there. I only have 2 first cousins. They grew up there, so I went there a lot. My second cousins grew up there too. My brother lived there for a while, so Jersey is... I've got a contentious relationship with Jersey. Not as much anymore. My contentious relationship in this country is with Florida, if we're picking a state. There you go. Evgeny Sokolov. There's his channel right there. What else is in your blood? Well, I've got mini chlorines, clearly. Misa Jedi. I've got some ginger beer, and I have some of your blood in my blood. I drank it last night. Ink. Ink is in my blood. But yeah, guys, you know what comes out this weekend? Is it this weekend? Fucking Last of Us 2 is coming out. The second season of Last of Us, which I will refuse to call it anything other than Last of Us 2. I started my replay on the first game this week, and I'll roll it into the second game. I played both. I think I played the second one 5 times, and I played the first one like 3 times. Well, no, I mean, Paul, if I was to pick a state, but yes, 100% agree, but you know that. Trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us and make us all permanently poor. I just had a friend's, I won't go into detail, but, he's got a business, and something about the tariffs basically just, took a hammer to a piece of his business. Oh, dude. Jesus, I mean, if you loved the show, so then you know how heavy the themes and, the story is. The game is so amazing. Like, I had stepped away from console games for like 4 or 5 years because I had bad nerve damage in my hands, and so gaming was not healthy for me, especially Xbox. But when I got the job at the post office during the pandemic, I rewarded myself. I was like, oh, I'm working 60, 70 hours a week, so I bought a PlayStation 4 just so I could, play Last of Us right before Last of Us 2 came out. And it's the best game I've ever played. The second one is the best story I've ever seen in a game. Both games are the best games I've ever played. What would my role be in the Last of Us style post-apocalyptic world? Probably somebody that dies real quick. Or if I had the means and preparedness, I would definitely be kind of like Nick Offerman, at least tied with the basement and the fucking, the arsenal and the security tapes, just waiting to fucking kill somebody. Oh God, I would not be a badass though. No, I'd be like you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. Let me get back to that, Chris. I've already thought of this. In a post-apocalyptic scenario, I'd still be broadcasting. I'd be the voice of the voice of the resistance or whatever. I'd be on with the microphone and be like, all right, it's 2:00 in the morning, everybody. Get your supplies out. All right. We need to light the torches. Something like that. Everything. Yeah, the figures. I know Matt Wagner was posting about that because it was, they were doing the Grendel figures and that. And Chris talked about it on the show a couple of times the last 2 weeks. Well, there's that too. I mean, look, maybe I would be the newsstand. I would be like, the guy when somebody needs, somebody's done reading their books and they come and they're like, all right, I'll give you a pack of American Spirits for, your mood is following us complete run, so I can read it over and over. I'll be like, yeah, okay. No, Mike, I don't. I'm not. I quit in the summer of 2021, and then I basically started doing this September of 2021, and I haven't looked back since. So yeah, but my next podcast episode, no, two more pods. So in 2 Mondays, on let's see where we go, the 21st, the episode drops and I talk about my 1.5 years at the post office during COVID. It's interesting, Evgeny. I didn't play Fallout. I thought the show was okay, but I wasn't head over heels about it. I do love Walton Goggins, but I can completely understand the people that love that show that played the game. Like, I totally understand why they love it. You wouldn't be trading weapons and sofas and sodas? I mean, maybe. Is that a reference? Something? Sofas and sodas? What's the Turok? Well, see, the thing is, I think the future, especially when it comes to free energy, is going to be in the chromium covers. Chromium covers can be connected to solar paneling. They can attract more sunlight. They can take in more energy. So, I mean, technically, Turok rich means I'm the energy baron. What up, Xavier? How you doing, brother? So, there's that. No reference. I think you'd be a successful trader guy. I mean, I probably would. Trading stuff. I mean, all right, there it is. That it's settled. Bring on the apocalypse. In nuclear fallout, what would you trade for a Hulk 181? At least a half a bag of rice. Maybe like 32 ounces of rice. Chromium covers will be the fuel in fusion power plants. Could you imagine that if those chromium covers became some type of, some energy source? Sam wants to pick my brain. Please, you're not going to find anything useful in there. Logistics. I'm running into a roadblock getting books out to my international cartoonists. Have you found any secrets to help skirt these insane fees right now? Sam, no. No. The thing is if you're able to get a DHL account, that might be the way to go. You should check DHL prices. That's what Sean uses to ship from Japan to here, and it's cost effective and it's super fucking quick. Right now with UPS, I wouldn't ship with USPS unless you're shipping from the post office, but it's not going to be cheap. UPS is doing weird things. They're calling, I get called every once in a while, we're holding this package for this person. You have to tell us exactly what's in it. I'm like, it's comic books. They're like, yeah, what books? And I'm like, really? It's been that for 3 to 4 months now. Big Chromium is the future. It is. Do I own any weird misprinted comics? Speaking of Chris's new episode on recalled comics, I do. Let me see if I can find the one that's actually findable. I've never shown this off before. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is an interesting misprint. I told you I have a Batman book that was never cut. The pages are not circumcised, so you can't open it. I'm building a house using my tie-back covers. You maybe buy one of those. That's awesome, Derek. Derek was influenced by Chris. Definitely confirming you. They're so slow. Yeah. It's tough right now, and it's I could get into it. I won't get into too much of it, but he's going to make a move to try and privatize the post office, which is absolutely fucking disastrous. We will lose so much if the post office gets privatized because it's a service. So this is a copy of New Mutants 100. And obviously we know, it's written by this guy who signed it, K. Fabian Nicieza. But what's weird about this is that was something off on the printing plates on this. And the black line didn't get, I guess the black line's not printed on half of the book. So there's what it's supposed to look like, not that. And it's not that throughout the whole book. Certain pages have it and certain pages don't. And it's really cool. Like I thought I had accidentally sold this book, and I'm glad I didn't because I've never seen anything like it. But there is no black line on this. And it's not only the left pages, and it's not only the right pages. It's left and right. So this one's got it, and this one doesn't. And I've never seen a book like this before. Like in all of my years collecting, in my tenure as a seller professionally, it also is not the whole book through. It's like the only first half of this double-sized issue, except I'm wrong, because this entire double page is pretty much missing the black. Well, it's not completely missing it, but it fades. It's so weird. This is especially the weirdest page because, like, if you look on on this page, on this top panel, like, it fades out. Yeah, one of the color plates. Okay, that's what you think it is. Yeah, I don't know the complete terminology. It is strange. Andy, that's probably what it is. Even the back cover's got some weird, you can't really see it, but it's lost some of the detail in that Turtles ad. Yeah, it's so weird. But I have, come across stuff like this. And then, I don't know if you don't follow me on Instagram, you didn't see it. I started going through some boxes of books that it's just from collections that I bought, but most of it was Uncanny X-Men. And what I was doing is taking the issues out, checking the condition. If they're in really good condition, I'm keeping them for sale. If not, they're going into a dollar box type thing. And I found a double cover Uncanny X-Men from the Silvestri era. I found a Mark Jeweler. I found a book signed by Claremont, and separately a book signed by John Byrne. So it's the thing is, like these weird misprints, I typically keep them because you never know if you're going to see anything like it. And I don't want to sell them really, because then I got to figure out a price, and there's no, like, I don't know what this would be worth. If it's worth $10 because it's weird, or if it's, worth $1 because it's all fucked up. But the amount of books that I go through, I'm very hands-on with these books. Nothing really that's priced over $5 passes through without an inspection. Sometimes I miss stuff. Unfortunately, I've missed stuff on a big book before. But I get to see, certain things that are weird, errors, misprints. I have an issue of, I can't remember what it is or where it is. I feel like it's an issue of Astonishing Tales. Not Golden Age, but like Astonishing Tales from the Bronze Age. That's printed upside down. Like the covers right side up, the book's upside down or something like that, or it's backwards or out of order. I can't remember. I wrote a little note on the bag, on the tape on the back, and I forget what it is, if it's out of order or if it's upside down or some shit. So, you know, these things happen. The coolest, most valuable, I should say. There you go. There you go. The coolest error book I ever had was a double Mark Jeweler insert. And I had done a Whatnot show. This is like 2 years plus ago. And it was an all Mark Jeweler Whatnot show. And that was the last book in the sale. And I think it went for like $250 or something. It was the second appearance of Hobgoblin, double Mark Jeweler insert. There's an issue of Outsiders that is the Infinity Ink credits printed on the cover, supposed to say Mike Barr. Oh, really? I'll have to look for that. I've never seen that before. It'd be a fun thing to put in my McFarlane collection. I think the most famous, yeah, the double jeweler. The most famous error issue is the one that Chris pointed out, the Turtles one that was printed with the cover. Issue 4 was printed with the cover for Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Because that is a recall comic, but I would say that's the most notable error comic. Superman 75, there's that one also. There was originally the copies were printed for Superman 75 with the number 74 on it, 1951, 1952 or whatever. And then they reprinted it with with the number 75. Damn, I probably had that book several times and never noticed it. Good night, Evgeny. Always appreciated, and congratulations on winning that print. But yeah, I've come across stuff. I'm sure there's stuff I've come across that I forgot about, errors or weird misprints. There are some other ones that, you know, that are pretty well known, but I think the Turtles one may be the most valuable because it's Turtles. And, you know, if there were, you know, if like Fantastic 450 was originally printed with, you know, an image of the Silver Surfer in green or something, that might be, you know, something that'd be worth a ton of money. But it's interesting when I'm there's people that are bigger dealers than me. I don't know how hands-on they are with their books, their collections and stuff, but I'm kind of paranoid of like going through a collection and missing something that like I would never have seen if I didn't open the book up. You know, when it's $1 book, I don't care, but you know, if it's $1 book that's a McFarlane book, I always open it to see if it's signed, because he spent the first at least 10 years of his career signing the interior first page only. It wasn't until Spider-Man 1 that he really started signing stuff on the cover. But the collection that I got a couple months ago, where I got the Klaus Janson Daredevil book signed, and there was one dual signed by Janson and Miller. If I didn't open those up, I would never have seen them. That website that looks like it's from the early yes, yeah, that is a fun site, Ken. I do end up on there probably once a month doing a little research on some book. Got any personal holy grails that I'm searching for these days? Comic book wise, I still want to get a Hulk 181. The House of Secrets 92 was my number one book that I got last year that I wanted. And I'm still trying to complete the McFarlane Mark Jeweler collection. That's just like me being niche. Stupid niche. I'd love to get a Tick 1 first printing, but I'd love to find that in the wild, like a collection or something. Excuse me. And then, yeah, just art. I want to get an Eric Larson page. Probably get a Dragon page, because the one ASM page that I had a line on got sold from under me. And it was a beautiful page, but the person who bought it tried to resell it to me for twice what they paid. And I was like, no, nah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. $3.39. Cover, is that the not Man Wolf, Sasquatch cover? It's before $3.40, obviously. Or is that, I can't remember that. Or is that the one where he's smashing the thing? Hulk smash the moon. Wait, guys, you want to hear something? I think I sent it. Forget it. I can't find it. It's in my phone somewhere. And it's not going to work if I can't find it. And if I can't find it, it's not going to work. So it doesn't matter. Covers Hulk's butt in front of a funhouse mirror. Oh, yeah. I know that cover. Yes, yeah. Yeah, because he only did covers for, I would say, about half of his run. Maybe a little bit more than half of his run. Oh, really, Adrian? That's awesome. That's awesome, Adrian. Yeah, it's a first Hulk book I ever owned would probably be in the Dale Keown era because I didn't buy the Todd books until later on. I think I had the Ground Zero trade, and they were not easy to find. The Hulk books that McFarlane did when he got popular became harder to find than obviously, the Spider-Man stuff. Oh, now he's listening. Well, we're almost at the end of the show there, Ian. But hear this. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, that I remember when I got my 340, I was so excited. It took me a little while to be able to get one. It was interesting because back in the 90s, the early 90s, I used to do a show. I used to go to a show and then eventually would do a table at a show on Deer Park Avenue with the Sons of Italy. And I remember paying $17 or $18 for that Green Goblin Hobgoblin cover. I remember paying like $35 for the first copy of ASM 300 back then, or the one that I kept, which is the one that's in my PC today. So, obviously $35 doesn't seem a lot, but as a 14 or 13-year-old kid that was buying it, that was a lot. I mean, I remember my LCS in Deer Park, New York, World of Fantasy. Shout out to Tom, wherever you are, if you're still out there. I remember they had a Hulk 181 on the wall. I don't remember the price. I mean, it was a lot. No matter what price it was, for me, it was a lot of money. But it's funny. I wish I had taken some video of my original ASM collection because I only started upgrading the ASM stuff in my collection like 2020 or so, or 2021. So I still had my original books and they had original price stickers, a lot of them on them. And they were all like, all over the place, $3.50, $8, $15. But that Green Goblin Hobgoblin 312, I guess we said it is. It was $17. And you never knew. You never knew that this stuff would go up. But then again, if you just look at how collectibles go, things go up. Money, what we think of as expensive 20 years ago is nothing now. So, I remember when a movie ticket was like $6, and then it was $12, and now it's however many fucking dollars, but whatever. Anywho, so I think that's it, unless anybody else has any other questions or, wanted to talk about anything else. 2 hours, which is great. You guys have been awesome. This community is great. And looking forward to building this community more by maybe doing, like I said, maybe a Substack. May do a Substack. Trying to find the right avenue to do something that an avenue for you guys to help support me on a monthly basis that doesn't cost a lot, but can help like pay for a new mic or a new camera if I need one, and I'll give you like an exclusive video or podcast, or I'll drop who's going to be in the interview and you can, put some questions in that I can try and ask. My first comic shop was Pacific Comics in San Diego. Is that the Shane? Oh, that's the Shanes and Shanes, right? Or is that a different? I forget if they were Pacific Comics or not. I like and subscribe to this community. Joe, you're a good people. Like, I really appreciate it. I love doing this, and I'm always trying to do different things and bring some fun stuff and something that a little personality to a lot of this community where I find it lacks sometimes in personality. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was the Shanes. Only if you join me. I don't know that joke. That's the joke, right? Do you collect animation cells? You know, I've thought about it, but I've never really pulled the trigger on any. I have like a Tenchi Muyo that came in a collection. Uh, I feel like it's something that I want to, but at the same time, don't. If that makes sense. Like I'd love to own a Batman animated. I'd love to own several because I would love to own one of Batman, one of Harley, one of Joker, X-Men, Turtles, Beavis. I mean, I've been on some before, but I'm never all in. So I never try and win them. I put my bid in. Um, I like them. They're awesome, but I don't know if I really want to start collecting them. You know, what I do want is, you know, what I did get. I'm sorry, what I do want and did get is a couple of Bruce Timm sketches. So that to me, if I never collect animation cells, at least I have some Bruce Timm originals. So, and that shit's expensive. He's somebody I'd love to get on this channel, but I don't think he does too many interviews, really. That would be dope. That would be dope. Like, and that's the thing. It'd be like, I'd love to get that and then get it signed by Eastman, Laird, and Sakai. Yeah. Yeah, Joe. You saw, I don't know if you saw the results of the auction. They did an animation cell auction, anime auction at Heritage. It was 2 weeks ago, I think, or 2.5 weeks ago. I don't think a single piece of Akira art cell-wise went for under $1,200, which I still like. $1,200 I would pay for a cell, but like then some of the other ones, like the main ones, or some of the main characters that you want, went for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grand. You know. I think you should get a Cats Hero. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me call him right now. Hold on. Yeah, what up, Caddy? I call him Caddy. Domo. Ohio gozaimasu. I don't know how to say it, but can you come on my show? Oh, you're gonna bring Miyazaki too? All right, cool. Chris, I got Miyazaki and Otomo. They're gonna come on together. Yeah, those get wild, Joe. And they're out there. Like the thing is, those cells are out there because they sold a shit ton of them in the 80s. But you'd have to find one where the person doesn't exactly know what they have. Oh, he's calling back. Hold on. Yeah, what's up, Caddy? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. They're flying me out to Japan tomorrow, and I'm doing the interview there. Sean's going to translate. And to think the Akira cells were given, was it the DVD or was I think it was a laser disc, Rob, but I don't think they were given away. I think that's a misconception. I think you could order them. There was like a order form that you could buy them through getting the laser disc. Trust me, my rudeness is not going to lead to any kind of war. Not with what's going on in this fucking country. Pacific was at a strip mall with a grocery store, and it was only time. That's really funny. I would I mean, the Shanes, they put out some of the coolest portfolios in the 80s, and I guess maybe the early 90s. They were responsible for like some actual obtainable autographs that you can get of guys that are long dead, or even guys like Crumb. It was a Laserdisc, okay. Which, you know, Rob, you know, it's the same thing. When Kayfabe did the Domu, yes, I've had it several times in different forms. Eventually I'll get the oversized in Japan. I just got to pony up the cash because that Domu 5000 Club, baby. When I was a kid, you could write Streamline Media and they would send you a random cell. That's fucking wild. In the UK, it was a free gift and our price records with the Akira. That's insane. Just think about it, like not even of monetary value, but to have a cell from Akira just by purchasing the thing is wild. I mean, I can't remember if they ever did anything like that here in the States for anything that like at least in the 90s to present, I feel like getting, like for example, like the Daniel Clowes catalog, you could send $1 and he would send you the original art catalog and you could buy original art. What episode is that? Like I know I've seen it. I don't remember what episode. It's like early, but not super early, right? Maybe 7th season or something, or am I completely off? He had a decent sized back issue section, but as a young boy, we're all, of course, Greg, and the other thing is I feel like as a kid, you don't have, especially like growing up then, everything that was new was so flashy in the 80s and 90s. I'm assuming that we're around the same age. Maybe I'm wrong, Greg. But we had no frame of reference for what old books to get. We didn't, unless somebody told us. There's so much information out there now that everybody knows so much about the back issues and the contents of them. I don't hear a color guide. Yes. Oh, it's colored by Atomo. That's cool. I almost bought one of the Steve Olive color guides, but I didn't. And then I almost bought one of the Spawn ones, and I missed out on the one that I really wanted. I got a few cells from Rogine Z, which Otoma wrote. All right, yeah, there you go. Hey, Rob, if you can imagine it, then it's true. You can do anything if you put your imagination and mind to it. And Poochie left on a rock. Poochie. All right, y'all. It's we crossed over the 2-hour mark, and unfortunately, unlike Christopher Tropes, I'm not going to sit here and draw. No, I'm not. But what I will promise is that I'll be back next week for another live sale, West Coast Wednesday. This Sunday will be a new video. Monday, the podcast direct edition returns. Look, I don't know how to grow a podcast other than what I'm doing, but if you're looking for something to listen to, if you want to hear some interviews that don't show up on West Coast Avengers, or you just want to hear me tell a story, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave a review, subscribe. Don't forget to like this stream. I don't ask for much. But we're all going to save an African child today. And I'm going to tell you how, because I'm Sally motherfucking Struthers. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a great night and a great weekend. I will see you soon. Yeah. And everybody try and keep their head on straight and try not to stress out too much with everything that's going on. That's all I can say. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Appreciate you all. And I'll give a one salute because I like saluting people because Chris told me it's cool to do. Bye.